Just because you live in a city doesn't mean you have to forego the beauty of nature. Urban gardening is a huge trend in outdoor living. Let's go take a look at one. If you want to get started with an urban garden but don't know where to begin, we can help. Joining me now is Thomas Little from Urban Green City Gardens in Brooklyn, New York. So Thomas, this is a beautiful garden behind us, but that looks a little overwhelming. How do we know where to start?
First of all, you have to assess the amount of space you have. So for example, this little corner of this deck is filled with potted plants. It's actually almost all entirely edible, and it fits, as you can see, in this very small space. So I think it's a great way to begin. The other thing you have to think about, aside from space, is how much sunlight you have. This is super important with plants. Some plants thrive in full head-on sun, and some plants can't deal with the sun and they have to live completely in the shade.
So since these are edible plants, what do you do about squirrels and birds who want to come and eat up your beautiful garden?
So if you scatter nuts around the area, or even bird seed, they actually will be distracted and go to the nuts first.
All right, what about someone like me? I don't even have any outdoor space at all except a fire escape. Is there anything I can do?
Fire escapes are great.
Yeah.
I grow plants on a fire escape for a couple of friends, and some plants thrive in containers, even edible plants. Cherry tomatoes are a perfect choice for a fire escape. They climb up the railings of the fire escape, get loads of cherry tomatoes. It's beautiful. Think about the space and think about the plants that were always in these kinds of environments and choose those plants. Those plants are called native plants. They're easier to take care of, they're used to living in this environment, and you get better results with them.
Since we have this big, beautiful space to explore, should we go check it out?
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard there's even a water feature back here. Let's go look. So when we think about urban gardens, you don't usually think about a pond, but that is exactly what is below our feet right now. If space and money are no object, Thomas, what other fancy features can people dream about?
I mean, there's loads and loads of things that you can do with a garden in an urban environment. I think the #1 priority to think about is how you want to entertain. And you probably want to create a big dining area or an area where you can put club chairs and entertain lots and lots of people. So think the bigger the space, the better for this kind of environment. A green wall is a great idea. Basically, my idea of a green wall is a lattice fence with some kind of evergreen shrub trained onto it so that you have nice privacy and you're getting green going vertically instead of eating into the space. And then something that's super popular that you see all the time in homes are just arches. And it kind of creates vertical interest and draws your eye up and makes you feel like you're passing through spaces and going to different zones.
So obviously this space is just pretty to look at, but what are the other benefits of an urban garden?
You know, there's many benefits to having an urban garden, but I guess a couple that come to mind immediately are, first of all, it just makes you feel good. Being in the space as an urban dweller with all the energy and stuff going on, it feels good to come to a green space and breathe the fresh air that the plants create. Another thing about having an urban garden is what we talked about early on. You can actually grow things that you can eat, and that's cool. Being a city dweller, that you can walk into your garden, pluck a tomato or get a piece of basil and just eat it. That's a really great thing for a city person. And finally, growing things is a good thing because it's good for the planet. Plants purify the air, you're recycling things, and you're just contributing to the overall better health of the planet.
A garden adds a ton of value to an urban living environment. Besides nourishing your body with fresh food, it nourishes your soul and creates a community feel that benefits everyone.